Hey, what's happening, everyone? I'm Tyler Feldman. Texas football off to its best start since 2009. Not only got its starting quarterback back tonight, Quinn Ewers, returning to the bright lights after missing the last two games with a sprained shoulder. But the Longhorns also entered tonight's Big 12 battle at TCU at the top of the conference standings. That's all thanks to UCF dominating Oklahoma State earlier today. Steve Sarkisian's Longhorns hoping to remain the only one-loss team in the Big 12. But to do so, they'd have to win on the road against a TCU team that beat the Longhorns in Austin last year. I'm sure Quinn Ewers remembers that game. He did not play well against the Horned Frogs in that 17-10 loss. But that was last year. This year, TCU up 3-0 midway through the first when Ewers finds Jonathan Brooks. And Brooks, he's got speed, he's got blockers, and he could go all the way. Tripped up at the 1, 73 yards on that pass play. Longest play of the season for the Texas offense. Very next play, Brooks, touchdown, 7-3 Longhorns. Now 13-6 late second half. Quinn and the Longhorns heating up. First, it's Ewers connecting with Adonai Mitchell. That's his 9th touchdown catch of the season, 5th in his last 4 games. Then on the ensuing Horned Frogs drive, Josh Hoover picked off Terrence Brooks. Big turnover, leading to this big touchdown. Jonathan Brooks, huge day for the Longhorns, star running back. Nearly 200 total yards, 2 touchdowns. He does get injured, though. Still waiting on the latest there. But it's the Longhorns who survived TCU. They almost blew it again, but they survived 29-26. With that, let's head back out to Amon G. Carter Stadium on the campus of TCU, where Jeff Jones is standing live. Jeff, what a fantastic game, at least if you're a college football fan. But if you're a Longhorns fan, there's a lot to digest after that one. Any update on Jonathan Brooks?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that question. The update that we just heard from Coach Sarkisian maybe 3 or 4 minutes ago, because he is in his press conference right now. Coach Sark told us the update is no update just yet. We speak with him on Monday, and he hopes to have more information for us on Monday. But right now, we just don't know.
Jeff, so with that, what else do you kind of hope to figure out with the Longhorns and where they kind of fit into the college football playoff? They needed, I think, to win pretty big, but they didn't do that. They had to survive again. Where does this put the Longhorns, I think, in that national conversation?
Yeah, I think they're still in a similar position to where they were entering this game. I think if they can win out and win the Big 12, they'll be in a good position. But as far as their resume, what some people call the eye test, I think that the voters will want to see some dominant performances, not just some performances where the Longhorns scrape by the skin of their teeth. Tyler, if I could explain this game in 3 words and 1 ellipses, it would be too close again. I think you heard that pause, that hesitation, that slowdown there.
We heard it.
Well, that reminds me of what we've seen from the Longhorns in the second half of some recent games. They're slowing down, they're hesitating, they're pausing, and it's almost costing them big. But, Tyler, the good news is they are finding ways to win these games, and finding ways to win kind of reflects their culture, their grit, their tenacity. And one player who embodies all of that it's got to be receiver Jordan Whittington, and one play that shows who Jordan Whittington is. It happened in the first half. It was after Quinn Ewers threw an interception, and instead of Whittington just waiting for someone else to make the play, he sprinted over 30 yards to tackle the defender who was carrying the ball. And instead of just tackling him, he actually forced a fumble on that play. That play changed the momentum of not just that play or that quarter, but maybe the entire game. And after this game, head coach Steve Sarkisian spoke to us about what that play meant.
Just another way that our guys continue to find ways to win games. I hate to sound like a broken record, but the versatility of this team, the heart and resiliency that this team shows, the ability to make plays at critical moments when we needed them the most showed up. Tonight the offense had to possess the ball at the end of the game, and we were able to do that. Heck of a play by AD and Quinn. A week ago, the defense had to get the stop. So the idea that we can win either way, I thought was impressive. I thought for 3 quarters we played really good football.
Yeah, Coach Sark saying some good things there, but you could hear it in his voice and kind of read it in his words. He wasn't completely pleased, and he shouldn't be. We saw one of the team leaders, T'Vondre Sweat, big number 93, a starting defensive lineman for the team. And after the Eyes of Texas was done, T'Vondre, who's usually a happy, smiling guy and joking around, looked kind of angry as he walked to the locker room, and I completely understand why. As I said, Coach Sark is still on the podium. We're gathering more post-game sound right now. I expect to talk to you guys about Quinn Ewers' first game back from injury a little later in the show. I know we're going to hear from Coach Sark again. So, guys, I told you earlier in the day you could lose the remote. Let that remote continue to stay lost. We have more updates from right here in Fort Worth later in the show.